I think the best part about riding your bike is going to new places. Conversely, I think one of the worst parts about riding bikes is getting somewhere new, knowing there is amazing riding, but where? Many moons ago, when I first started riding, my cousin and I knew there were real trails in my neck of the woods. But where? This was when social media was in its infancy, and if he and I wanted to organise a ride, we would have to actually ring each other. Unthinkable, I know, but times were different then. Nowadays, I dropped a select series of emojis into a WhatsApp group, and that seems to do the job. Today, mountain bikers have it a lot easier, insta-banging this and dropping pins like they have butterfingers in a sewing factory. The internet has changed not only the way we view and consume mountain biking and its off-branches of entertainment, including things such as GMBN, but it's also changed how we plan our rides, record our rides, and navigate the trails. There are even a whole host of websites and apps, such as Komoot, that not only help us plan routes, but help us find new trails. There are different ways to plan rides and find trails, but, in my opinion, few sites or apps can offer the ride planning ability that Komoot can. We at GMBN are very fortunate to be supported by them. But with other partner brands such as what bike I'll ride or what helmet I might like to wear is immediately obvious from any of our clips. Something that we use a lot behind the scenes might not be. So today, I just want to give you a bit of a 101 debrief, and who knows, maybe it might play a role in your riding too. So let's go through a quick setup and installation of Komoot. Now this can be done via your laptop or computer or a mobile phone or tablet. Personally, I prefer using the computer, but that's mainly due to my sausage fingers, and using the bigger interface definitely helps me to be accurate. You will need to make an account, or you can use an existing Facebook account to log in, whatever works. Once you've got past this, then that's when the fun really begins. You land on the discovery page. This is a bit like the explore page you might find on Instagram. It's a curation of what is going on and what is going to get your motor running, inspire you, and hopefully give you some get up and go so you can be get up and gone. Today I'm using Komoot Premium, which is lovely, but there is also Komoot Maps. Both are great. If you're the kind of person that just wants to head up into the woods for a few hours once a fortnight, then the basic Maps is great. But if you like disappearing into the wilderness for days at a time, then Premium is definitely worth it. The main difference can be boiled down into a few prominent features. With Maps, you can access most of the mapping and planning features, but with Premium, you can plan multi-day trips or choose from hundreds of hand-crafted ones. You can decide how many days you want to ride over, and it will work out the daily schedule for you. If you had a 300-kilometre ride over 3 days, it wouldn't simply break into 3 100-kilometre days, but rather using quite complex algorithms taking into account surface and gradient, as many other variables, it would work out your duration based on those factors. So one day you might ride 80 kilometers, whereas the other 2 you might ride 110, but the output and duration would be very similar. Riding 1 kilometer of smooth asphalt is a lot less work than a 1 kilometer of technical and steep single track climbing, so it's only sensible that we should plan accordingly. It's not in the too distant past that this kind of knowledge would be the reserve of hardened locals, but now it's at our very fingertips. With Premium, you also get location and timing orientated weather, which is provided by Dark Sky, which firstly is a bloody cool name for a company, and maybe more importantly is the most accurate and reliable source of hyper-local weather information with up to the minute forecasting for your current location. There are also discipline-specific maps tailored to the rigours of mountain biking. The final 2 big features are privileged pricing with over 900 brands, as well as being able to store and curate your own ride collections. But enough of me waffling on, let's get into planning a ride. If you click the Explore tab, you can go to the map and start planning. You can choose a one-way or round trip. Personally, I like to work in one ways as I feel it's a little simpler for what I actually want to do. You have quite a lot of choices here, so let's go through them. Firstly, Komoot isn't just for mountain biking, but that's one of its charms. It gives you freedom and flexibility. It also means the mapping is a bit more thorough. If you click on this little tab, you can select alpine mountain biking, which is very exciting. You can also see the grading of the trail in question using the European grading system, S0 and S1 being the easiest and S5 the hardest. This is a really good way for new mountain bikers to help choose their battles, especially on new terrain. In terms of trail grading equivalency, S0 and S1 are blue, S2 would be red, and anything above would be considered black. To make your life even easier, if you go to the top right of the page, you can select MTB map. But you can also use a satellite map if you want to get a better idea of the lay of the land. If you know where you want to start a round trip or one way, click the finish point. Komoot will use its intelligence to find and suggest a route. You can also look at highlights on the map, which are little red dots that other people have suggested to make the best of it. Add sections manually or just drag and drop. Now, if you go down a little bit, you can also see metrics such as duration. This is affected by the fitness level you input, as well as other factors such as elevation, etc. Now, everyone from couch potato to fit as a fiddle on a course of vitamin supplements, aka pro, is accounted for. This will give a decent outline of difficulty too. Now, with a bit of jiggery pokery, let's see what we can do. So, I've got a hankering to do some bike packing next summer. This is one of the best elements of the Komoot package. I could spend hours and enroll in an ordnance night course, or I could look at the recommended trips. I think I'll choose the latter. There is a multi-day route all ready to go in Wales, just ready to download and go. Additionally, whilst looking in the planning view, it can even help me organise my accommodation, muy bien. Now, if you may have noticed a few graphics here, and there's some really useful ones. Firstly, way type, which is a good indication of what to expect. There is also surface type, which I find really useful. This can be seen if you want to run over on the elevation graph. It will also give you an indication, not only the gradient, but also what the gradient will be on. This is really useful as it will help you make the most of the new place and hopefully not climbing up the descents and descending down the climbs. You can also click for the forecast options, and all you have to do to access this is input the time you'll be riding up to 48 hours in advance, and Komoot and Dark Sky will work out the rest. So then, how to follow the route for turn-by-turn navigation? Well, you can download and use it on your phone or a device such as a Garmin computer or a watch such as this one. All the maps are available to download and keep offline. So if you're in the back end of nowhere, you're still going to have navigation. So you've planned your ride, you've ridden it, and you've had a bloody nice time whilst doing so. What next? Well, you can upload your ride along with photos or comments to help other people discover your favourite trails. Now, this is an important bit. If it's private land and maybe even you shouldn't be on it, then please don't go inviting all of your 17,000 Instagram followers to follow suit. But you can find all of your rides, along with any planned but yet to be completed ones, on your profile. It will automatically correlate and transfer between the two. Another element of Komoot that is definitely worth playing with is the collection tab. It feels like a combination of content and curation. It's not totally dissimilar from Pinterest. I like it because I can be a nosy parker and see how those guys at GCN are constantly out riding and wonder how they get any work in. If you do happen to find yourself on Komoot, don't forget to follow the Global Mountain Bike Network. You can see all the rides we've been on and the adventures we get up to. And there you have it, a Komoot 101 with old Gubbins here. Well, I hope I was able to inform you about some of the benefits of the system, and if you are on Komoot, don't forget to follow the Global Mountain Bike Network to see all the good stuff we get up to. Now, if you want to stick with the channel, and Komoot in particular, click down here to see how Neil gets on planning a ride, and see if you can pick up a few tricks of the trade from the old master himself. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.